What's up, all Power Ass Crew? Today's video, we're doing another junkyard run. Came out here looking for a cross member for rust bucket. Some 8.8 U-bolts in place for temporarily hanging a 14 bolt under rust bucket. I scored a couple other items I really didn't expect, and it worked out well. Visiting the junkyard's always fun. Adult version of amusement parks. Yeah, let's go. Check it out, Yukon XL, and look what we have found here. The big mega fuse block. All the cabling's there, which is absolutely awesome. This will help me clean up the wiring under the hood of my YJ. I'm about to pull it. Pull up my bags to find my sockets. And guess which one I'm looking for? Haha, 10mm. So I've got it loose that far, but I gotta get all the way over there. And I can't even see over the fender, let alone reach over it. I'll just climb across that way. Got me a hitchhiker along for the ride. Doggone cicadas are everywhere right now in Tennessee. Oh, what do I spy here? We have an 8-lug Chevy. Come on back. And sure enough, we got a 14 bolt. I was actually here to grab some 8.8 U-bolts to go under my YJ to hang my 14 bolt. But look at that. I'm just gonna get those. Now, second thought, I don't think I'm going to pull them, simply because your U-bolts are hanging down low, so when you're out wheeling, this is going to be snagging rocks like crazy. But, anybody need a 14 bolt? Oh, 3500 series van. That means two things. It's got the monster V8. And, for all you chasing 14 bolts, there's another one. Dead giveaway for the 14 bolts is a full floater axle. Axle bolts in right here. You take those out, 19mm, pull the axle straight out, and the center, the pinion, notice how it's a flange right there bolting to the chunk. 14 bolt, baby. I'm looking for the sticker to tell me what size engine in this thing, because oftentimes these 3500 series vans have got, I think, what is it, 7172? I mean, it's some 496 cubic inches if you go cubic inches wise, but I can't remember what the liter size of it is. Oh, makes me want to buy another 14 bolt. Looky, looky, another 2007 Yukon XL, which means right there is another one. Cable's been cut on this one. The long cable going over to the fuse box. It's good. I'm gonna get it. Where's the cover? It's the cover. It's the cover. It's the cover laying around there somewhere. I'd really like to have that snap over cover right there, but I think I'm gonna go ahead and get this, and maybe I'll find a cover on another one. Or if I find another one, I might just get another mega block fuse. Yeah. Oh, wish I'd have brought my oil impact. Another one. Now, this being a 2007, my Tahoe is a 2005, which means, well, what's not there, the brakes from here, caliper and disc, is an upgrade to my 2005, totally larger diameter, and this is supposed to be a direct bolt. Obviously, I'm not getting this mess. Now, I believe if I find one more of those maxi amp fuse blocks like this right here, if I can find one more, I'm getting it. One for my 91 YJ, the other for rust bucket, and the third one, my Jeep Cherokee XJ build, which is being a camper rig. I can use it as the master fuse that's gonna power everything inside of it. So, one more if I can find it. And look, I'm back at that Dodge. Another full floater. So some expeditions have a plug up there, but when I looked up here, look what I found. And looked for the rust on them and stuff. Those are relatively freshly left. Now, see anybody working around this rig. Score. Now mind you, I have left my share of tools behind as well, so I guess just a vicious circle. Dude, come on y'all, leave me some clusters. I have yet to find a Tahoe, Suburban, anything of this generation that has a cluster in it. I need one for the trans temp out of it. And also to learn how to program them. Here's a nice electric fan right for the taking. It's on a Veloster, I think that's what they're called. Hyundai, whatever. Veloster, I can't pronounce it. That looks like some kind of temp sensor system right there. Fat beefy plug. I like that. I've got my tape measure with me. I'm going to measure that and see what I might be able to use it for at home, but I'm not going to buy it today. So I measured 19.5 this way and 16 that way, and which puts the fan about, I don't know, 15 inches or so diameter. So a little voice in my head keeps thinking about taking rust bucket and moving the radiator to the back of the rig, and that way I can move my grill, move my winch. I got a Warren A274 that's going in rust bucket, recess it back inside the grill, and then I'll have like a fan cooling system in the back, like near the, if you guys remember the rig, it's kind of like a flatbed system set up on the back of it. Hang the radiator back there or something, just kind of brainstorming. So I'm not going to buy that today. I got the dimensions be recorded, and I'll measure a radiator tiles and figure it out from there. WJ knuckle swap for you YJs and XJs. I've got all that stuff at the house. I've just never done the swap yet, and I'll probably do that swap on my 91 at some time or another. But what I want to do is verify that my 15-inch wheels that have my 33s on them will fit over all that. What I've read is the caliper is so big that it rubs on a 15-inch wheel, you have to go to a 16-inch. But I've also read, depending on the 15-inch, you can actually grind a little bit off the top of the caliper when you're doing the WJ knuckle swap, that you can actually make a 15-inch tire clear. So that's a project for another day. I will at one point do that swap on my 91 YJ. When? I don't know. Sometime or another. Dude, she's lowered so low, she's dragging. Like, yeah, real, literally. Trailblazer, but not a Trailblazer SS. You want the Trailblazer SS because it will have the LS53 with the high flowing intake. But honestly, if you want an LS for lower end torque, keep the standard Tahoe, Yukon, those style intakes. Those are where you can find your bottom end power from. Jeep Liberty. And the way I understand it is, I haven't tested it for myself yet, with the WJ knuckle swap, you can use those front rotors on the WJ knuckles with your XJ, YJ axles. You don't have to re-drill a set of rotors. Maybe on an upcoming Junkyard Run, I'll actually bring the stuff with me to compare all that and see if that's actually true. If it is, I may snag me a set of rotors for my WJ swap. Ooh, looky here. And what do we have here? That's right, baby. It's the 5.7. Now don't get me wrong, the LS series engines will absolutely skunk this thing by like hands down. But I don't know, I've always had some kind of twisted love for those style intakes. And to be honest with you, they're not really that good performance wise. There's something about them, they're just cool. I have at the house the first generation style, those intakes where the runners, the plenum sit up off the engine itself. Like with this, and the runners are actually down next to the head. The one I have at the house, actually, this is the old school style that the tubes, runner tubes, come up at that arc and your intake sits a little bit higher. I have one of those at the house. And I've got an old school 4-bolt 350. I think if I slap a set of Vortec heads on it, use that intake, get a computer out of a generation car like this right here. Actually, the intake I pulled came out of a Camaro. And so I need to get one of those ECMs, the wiring harness, or make one or something like that. And that would be kind of fun to do. I don't know what it is about that intake system. I just got some kind of twisted love for them. Also, if you boost them, right there is your map sensor. Those are a single bar map sensor. When you throw a boost at these right here, actually with any engine that runs fuel injection, your map sensor, you need to go to a 2-bar or a 3-bar map sensor. What some of you don't realize is your YJs and your XJs that has that map sensor up on the firewall, that's actually a GM map. And it's only a single bar. So whenever you boost them, you need to go to a 2-bar or 3-bar, depending on how much boost you're running. Most your typical like for instance, you use a M90 supercharger out of a Pontiac Bonneville or something like that, you only need a 1 bar map sensor because it's only going to produce so much boost, 8-10 psi at most. So your map sensor detects pressure inside the intake, and it sends all the signal to the computer. It tells the computer how to adjust the ignition, how to adjust the fuel mix, and all that kind of stuff. But whenever you got a single bar map sensor, it hits the ceiling, it peaks, and it can't handle. It'll handle it, but it runs out of signal, so to speak. Well, the 2 bar, it has a longer map signal in it, so therefore the more pressure it gets, the more information it sends to the ECM, telling it to kick up the boost or pull back timing if you're under boost. That's how it works. Steering wheel missing, headliner's gone. There's a computer. I don't know if it's one out of this or not. These are fun cars back in their day. PT Cruiser. Do we have seats? Do we have seats? Do we have seats? What kind of seats we got? Open the dang door. Yeah, we got seats. And they're not what I'm looking for anyway, so I ain't worried about them. They're nice looking though, good shape. If I swap seats again with YJ, I want a set of power heated leather seats. Leather for the, they get rained on. Power and heated just to show you guys how to wire that stuff up. Jeep Commander, stay away from these things. Stay away from these things. These engines are the most overly designed pieces of I've ever seen in my life. To put a timing chain set in one of these is an absolute just crazy. It's crazy. It's got 3 timing chains and they're no fun to line up. I'm not going to go into the details of it because it's not really the scope of the video, but just trust me. Stay away from them things. Tennessee is being invaded by these little aliens right here. So those of you who don't know, those are called cicadas. They emerge out of the ground like once every 7 years or something like that. And apparently, because that's an odd number, we had 2 broods come up this year, which means there's a lot of cicadas. So the Zuzi Rodeo's got a beefy little tire swing out carrier here. Latch system right there. I like that. It's making me go, can I rig that up on my Jeep? Can I do it, please? I know I can. Check this out, it's pretty sweet. Swing it out. Watch this right here. Locked in place. Want to swing back in. Rotate. Push. Dude. Oh, I gotta get away from this thing. I may end up taking it off next. Junkyards. I'm like a kid in the candy store. I can't stop. I want more. Here we have an S10 Blazer, rear spring pack. If you want to do your junkyard lifts on your YJs, that's what's running under my 91. Got a leaf pack right there, and I'll link up the video so you guys can check that out. Dude, that's a shame. Once upon a time, that was somebody's pride and joy right there. Once upon a time, that was somebody's dream car. Keep an eye on your Dodge Durangos for alternator upgrades. And whenever you pull the alternator, be sure you got all the plugs and everything with it. I've already done that swap. I'll put the link down below for the video. I'm not gonna lie, I got a little bit of a twisted lightness to those rigs, especially the 4-wheel drive versions. I mean, just imagine set that up on 33s or something. That'd be so fun to get out and beat on. Another V8 Durango means another alternator potential. Well, in my past years of me doing body work, that's one of those do what you gotta do. Okay, kind of cool. Kind of looks like stitches, not like you sewed up a scar or something, but thumbs up for Explorer Eddie Bauer edition. Eddie Bauer, what's so special about that? See if we can get to the door tag. Ah, really? That is surprising. Axle 46, because that means it's an open differential, and Eddie Bauer edition's supposed to have limited slips. That's surprising because your 80-hour editions and stuff is supposed to have a 4:10 ratio with a limited slip. First time I've seen that. I want to pull those U-bolts because I need those, but one side's sitting on the ground, the other side isn't, which means balance is all out of whack, which means if I pull that side, the whole rig's subject to come this way. No thanks, I'll pass. I'm not in the mood to get squirfed. We got one Hummer, two Hummer. Yeah, these are one rig right here that I've never really gotten that close to, even looking at them. If I remember right, they're based off of a Colorado chassis. I think these are the inline 5-cylinders. I don't see the tag anywhere. If I remember right, they're 5-cylinders. Looks like might have like helper bags right here or something. I don't see anything that makes me go, oh my gosh, I gotta have one. No, ooh. Whatever. Seats are kind of nice. Lumbar, high, low heat, front, rear adjustments. Scoot back. Leather. I mean, they're a little worn. I have no idea how those are bolted to a YJ. I'm not gonna find out either. Cadillac Escalade. Come get your pink sunglasses. Dun, 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 dun. And we have a LQ9. Sweet. That's the bad boy 6.0. Well, imagine that. No cluster. I could have used that cluster. It's not the all-wheel drive version. I'm not gonna lie, I'd love to pull that engine. It'd be fun. Oh, check it out. Imagine the stories the back seat of this thing could tell. Sure, a lot of business people picked up, taken to their jobs or whatever. People traveling, but then you got your walk of shame, people getting picked up, going home. Yeah, the stories you can tell. Ford Rangers, what's the big deal? The U-joint adapter on the Ford Rangers, see the shape of it? Same as an 8.8. Now, here's a little caveat. That's the large one right there. The older generation square body, those tiny, small Ford Rangers, the flat front ends, those are the U-joint adapters you want to get. They're the small 7.5 rear, which utilizes the same U-joint size as a YJ. But the flange adapter size fits the 8.8. So, the old flat Ford front ends with the 7.5 rear disc, get that yoke adapter for your 8.8 swaps. People, it's about 90 degrees out here today, and I'm a little toasty, and I need water, and I'm failing to talk. But I'll make it. Ford Explorer. Oh, there's another one. The big red bug. Look at the rascals. Little flying around alien looking things. You know, there's recipes all over the internet about how to fry those things up. They say they taste like okra. I'm not gonna find out. Alright, let's check something. Axle 45. So it's not a limited slip. But I don't care because the only thing I want are the U-bolts. Found me some cushion to keep my tushy clean. Alright, let's get the tools I need. The only thing I need is that plate and the U-bolts. Check out the spare tire hanger on the Nissan. Lever release right here. Latch right there. Swing out. Okay, we got a hitch pin right here that you drop in right there. You pull this out. And drop it down inside there. And locks it in place, keeps it from coming back on you. Pretty cool. Snap it back in place. Okay, so that unbolts. So you could actually take the one off the back of your YJ door, adapt it to that. Now to use those hinges, you'd have to do some fabrication work, but it's easy enough. We have a ZJ. It is 2-wheel drive. And you can pull the parts off here to do a rear brake swap, rear disc swap on your Dana 35s. Ooh, look at that big yacht. That baby right there floating like it's on clouds. I found my Explorer over there, and apparently this yard's under different management now. It's a different name, should I say. And I checked their hours, and they close in about 20 minutes, so I ain't got time to pull those U-boats off. So maybe on my next junkyard run, I'll pull those 8.8s off that rig that's right over there. And actually, I want 2 sets for kicks and giggles. Let's see what else we learn on the next junkyard run. So everyone, appreciate you guys hanging out with me. Peace. Later, y'all.